After yesterday's hunt for fog in the forest, today began in complete contrast with another glorious sunrise, this time at SEIXAL's famous black sand beach. It's no wonder this stretch of coast is often ranked among the best in the world. The aquamarine water shimmered against the sparkling black sand, framed by lush cliffs and waterfalls. A true jaw-dropper. We lingered here, watching the first light spill across the waves before wandering to our next spot. This little cafe, very close to our Airbnb, with the sweeping views, was one of our most cherished breakfasts that we had. We had a scrumptious quiche laid out, our slow-paced plan for the day, and I had a visitor. Everywhere we go to eat, there are little visitors. On Madeira, history doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it waits quietly at the end of a path. The Camino de Capalena is one of those places. This narrow stone walkway leads to a modest chapel, whose clock tower once set the rhythm of daily life for the hillside communities above Funchal. Long before wristwatches or easy roads, the bells marked time for farming, prayer, and gathering, the sound carrying across the valley. What makes this spot special isn't the grandeur, but the intimacy. Built for locals who couldn't easily descend into the city, the chapel reflects how faith and geography shape everyday life on the island. Standing here, surrounded by steep green mountains and open sky, you're not just looking at a scenic viewpoint, you're standing in a place that quietly anchors a community for generations. It's the kind of stop that reminds you Madeira rewards curiosity. Step off the main routes, follow an old camino, and the island begins to tell its stories. Just beyond the chapel, we got into the car and we came across this small hillside cemetery where the same sense of stillness and care carries on. It felt less like a separate stop and more like a continuation of the story. The cemetery sits high above the Atlantic, its graves set in rich volcanic soil and carefully tended with flowers, photos, and handwritten markers. Where the chapel once marked time with bells, this place holds memories in a different way, personal, intimate, enduring. The connection between the two is unmistakable. Faith, community, and remembrance woven into the landscape rather than set apart from it. What struck me most was how peaceful it felt, with the ocean stretching out beyond the walls and the mountains rising above us. This wasn't a place of heaviness, but how reflection. In Madeira, even the places of loss are grounded in beauty and care, reminding you that life here has always been shaped by the land, faith, and community. It wasn't in our itinerary, but it became one of the most meaningful stops of the day. One of the many roads that we're going down, and this is a two-lane road. You have to excuse me because I'm really tired. And that's scariest. Fill in the blank. If you're an auto mechanic here, you're in. I feel like
a lot of money.
Yeah, you're rich. So if you're an auto mechanic, you might want to try moving here. What the hell? Get over.
Yeah, buddy.
Ow. Son of a biscuit. That guy can go. Oh God. Oh. I'm falling. All right, don't have to be like that. Slow it down.
I want to get up the hill.
It's crazy. Oh, we've been on this road.
This is how we came in, I guess.
Yeah. Our next stop shifted the mood completely. The traditional houses of Santana, with their steep thatched roof and bold red and blue trim, felt like a celebration after the quiet reflection of chapel and cemetery. Built for function rather than charm, these A-frame homes were designed to handle Madeira's rain and climate. Beauty was simply a byproduct. Walking among them felt like stepping into a living postcard where history is preserved, not behind glass, but in everyday form. Colorful, practical, and deeply rooted in this place, Santana captures the warmth and resilience of Madeiran life. Catnapping. It's just a little fruit market in Santana. Just walking around Santana. Where we're going to eat lunch. Well, this is the bolo de coco. We're wondering how many we're going to eat this week. We got the espadada and somnio frito. I don't know if to say that right. I'm very tired. This waterfall is right by the side of the road. It goes all the way up there. This 17th century chapel is built directly into a large basalt rock formation right at the mouth of the river. According to local legends, St. Vincent himself appeared in this very spot. By the time we made our way home, the skies had turned soft pink, the sun slipping behind the horizon. We stopped to admire the view of SEIXAL and our Airbnb from a lookout point. Another day here unfolding in its own rhythm.